Memory Stephen Means. We talked to Ohio State players on Tuesday. Underdog talk is here. Urban Meyer brushed it off on Monday. Players were asked about it Tuesday. Do you think, Stephen, that Ohio State cares that Michigan's favored in this game?
Yeah, of course they do. This is a rivalry game. I think, first of all, any game you come into, you care whether or not you're an underdog or not because of the amount of, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Motivation it can give you for the week. The fact that they're the underdogs in their home stadium against their rival, pretty much against a team where the rivalry is so deep that you can't use a certain letter in the alphabet for that entire week. Yeah, I think they do care, and I think they're using it as motivation coming into Saturday's game.
So the thing about being an underdog is that it means the other team is better, which obviously is not an advantage. So Ohio State, when they're a 30-point favorite against a team and they have better players than Tulane, that's better. But I think the most dangerous thing in the world is a really good underdog. I think when you have a talented team that gets to absorb the underdog mentality, that's the best thing you can have. That's what this team had when it beat Alabama in the playoff in 2014. And if they get to absorb any of that this week, and Urban Meyer said he wasn't going to use it on Monday, we don't believe him. We think he will use it. For a team a program that's won 13 of 14 in this series that has very talented players, being an underdog, you still got to block Rashawn Gary, and you still got to tackle Karan Higdon, and you still got to defend Shea Patterson. But I think this team has been in a bit of a slog for 11 games, and it's like a privilege almost to not be the favorite. Finally, no one's expecting us to win after a year when they've won 10 of 11 games, and most of the time people like me are saying, what's wrong with you? You didn't win by enough. Now, you're not supposed to win. That's almost like a relief, right?
Yeah, it's been very few times since Urban Meyer has showed up on this campus that this team has been an underdog. And the few times that they have been an underdog, well, it worked out in their favor. I'm not saying it's going to work out in their favor whether it will or not on Saturday, but I think when you're dealing with a coach who's very rarely been an underdog since he showed up, and you're dealing with a team and a football program who's very rarely the underdog in a game, I think, yeah, that's a great thing to have because it sees, okay, who's going to use that as fuel and who is just going to look at it as, oh, we're never the underdog. But I think the fact that they are the underdogs and the fact that they're, like you said, finally an underdog, it gives them something to chase after. When you're always being chased, it gets kind of boring.
Doesn't mean they're going to win, but I think they're going to use it. And guess what Steven's going to do before he puts up this post? He's going to look up how many times Ohio State's been an underdog in Urban Meyer's tenure. Good luck with that. He's Steven. I'm Doug. See you later at cleveland.com.